Hey, Des Moines Christian, Cory Nikkel here, Director of Spiritual Life, bringing your daily Devo for today. And we're going to dig into the book of Philippians and go to chapter 1, verse 27. And chapter 1 actually holds my favorite verse in the entire Bible in verses 20 and 21, but focusing in on 27 today, which says this to us. Whatever happens, conduct yourselves in a manner worthy of the gospel of Christ. That's it. Whatever happens, conduct yourselves in a manner worthy of the gospel of Christ. This verse reminds me so often that in my own life, I can't be perfect. And I've struggled a lot when I sift through the Bible, because there are verses in the Bible that ask us to be perfect. Like in Matthew 5, verse 48, it says, "You therefore must be perfect as your heavenly Father is perfect." And I remember taking that verse as a young man and wrestling with how is that possible to be perfect like God is perfect? And I actually really tried to pursue that in my life in many endeavors, that I could arrive at perfection, that I could produce a product that is perfect, that I could act the perfect way or have the perfect day and be sinless. And that was quite taxing on my life. And maybe there's a few of you who feel the weight of perfection in your own life, especially in times like this where we are confined to our homes and our jobs are a lot different and the way that we learn is so transformed. The expectations that we built for ourselves at one time are just thrown out the window. But that's where a lot of blame and hurt and anger and frustration can come in, because as someone myself who desires perfection, who strives for it almost obsessively at times, I often build expectations in my mind for how something should go. And when it doesn't go that way, it results in just great anger and frustration in me. Sometimes to the point of leading to arguments or leading to shame and guilt of myself, or really just being stressed out in ways that I shouldn't be. But when I look at the Bible, Ecclesiastes 7:20 has a different approach to perfection, and it says, "Surely there is not a righteous person on earth who does good and never sins." Right? And even going on into James 3, chapter 3, verse 2, it says, "For we all stumble in many ways. And if anyone does not stumble in what he says or does, then he is a perfect person," or she is a perfect person. I don't know about you, but maybe our strive for perfection and product has changed a lot. Whether you're a parent parenting kids, or you're a student learning online, or you're a teacher rolling out different curriculum and lessons, or you're a leader, administrator, or you're in your own job, or whatever you do, nothing looks the same. But we cannot let ourselves get caught up in the pursuit of perfection in this time. As much as we want a quality product, as much as we want a quality experience, we cannot just assume that perfection will be reached, because it's going to diminish our tank so quickly. But we also cannot let the opposite occur. We cannot just become apathetic. We cannot become lazy. We cannot become lackadaisical. There's so much out there for us in this time. And that always tends to be the root of all my messages, right? That we can be the light of Christ, that we can do good in this time, that we can have energy and help for others, because that's what we've been equipped to do. But going back to Philippians 1, verse 27, I'm encouraged that it says this specifically for us right now, that whatever happens, COVID-19 or not, in school or not, conduct yourselves as a manner worthy of the gospel of Christ. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be less than. You don't have to hold to expectations firmly. Just conduct yourself in a way that is worthy of the gospel. Follow that path. It is fruitful and will bear so much for all of us. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day, DMC.